If you're really going to show the world what you're worth, there are a few objectives that you will need to establish first. One piece of advice I can give you is to read up on everything, every day, and if you can't fall asleep, even at night. The more points of view you have on a topic, the better you will be able to develop your own ideas that will help you reach all these goals you have been pondering for days, months, or years. Whatever your profession or specialty, keep in mind that there will always be someone who will be ready every day to prod your jealousy and envy. He may be trying to validate himself by showing off his new car, house, or even his wife. Some of those who have achieved wealth and overall success tend to speak of how much money they have in the bank or how many new sports cars they were able to acquire that year. For those individuals who have become very rich, it would be a better, more productive behavior to share their favorable situation beyond just monetary value. Next, I will illustrate how, following the guidelines I've specified, to achieve your desired success and create additional wealth in the community. I used to wake up every morning full of anxiety. I questioned my identity and what exactly it was that I wanted in life. I'm telling you about this experience not out of pity, but because I'm sure that you have experienced the same feelings at least once in your own life. These experiences were not entirely negative. Which of the following scenarios is better? One person wakes up in the morning full of anxiety because they have to face another day of work in an unsatisfying environment. Another person continues to work 50 years in the same position, rejecting all offers of promotion because he's afraid of being challenged with taking a risk. I think the correct answer is neither. However, the first individual who is stressed out about his state of total dissatisfaction is perhaps closer to following the right path. At least is challenging himself. The first way, the person does not abandon the challenge at the first sign of adversity, will lead to ultimate self-fulfillment. Start now, in your spare time outside of work, writing about the things that you would find to be most exciting. For example, maybe you're hoping to leave your current job and invest the money you have painstakingly set aside during a life of sacrifice to open a restaurant, investment you've been thinking of since you were attending that hospitality training institute. Always be aware of the quality you provide, because this is what is going to make people choose between you and your competitors. You may have noticed, even though we're going through a period of unprecedented crisis, it is often difficult, if not impossible, to find a table to eat with family in any restaurant, and it would be even more difficult if you opted for a restaurant which is prepared with attention to the smallest detail. All people, rich or poor, and some more than others, tend to spoil themselves about once a week or a month, going out to eat with their partner, family and friends to a more or less sophisticated and expensive restaurant or trattoria. I've always been an avid observer, and this has allowed me, after years and years of blows, to understand some key concepts that lead certain employers to be money machines and others to barely cover the monthly cost of ownership. This is all about taste and quality that is offered to people. This is true in every field, not just in restaurants. My beloved maternal grandfather, who died a few years ago because of a rare lung disease, grew up in a time when people knew how to make ends meet. There were hard times, but even now there are those who managed to press on. Every time he went out in the morning before going to school, he rode his bicycle, even in winter, to deliver meat to restaurants and taverns in his area for a butcher. And how the times have changed! That small but great sacrifice led my grandfather to develop that entrepreneurial spirit that led him at an early age to work at a grocery store and then open up one of his own. In the same area where he opened the deli shop were other shops of the same kind, but unlike him, they were not offering the same level of quality and failed to achieve the same success. I say this not to foster any envy, but rather to lead you to understand a fundamental concept that my grandfather passed down to me. If you spend more now, then you will spend less. In other words, if you invest on building materials, food, rooms, staff, and other high-quality goods, and therefore more expensive, you will have a better clientele, greater wealth, and less frequent building maintenance. This is all thanks using strong and lasting materials. If your dream is to be a photographer for weddings, but you don't have enough money right now to buy a professional camera, it would be a great idea to look for work at a shop already well underway in this area in order to get enough money to buy such equipment. This will bring you to meet your future customers. Thus, you will achieve success as a photographer, and much more importantly and rewardingly as a member of society. All this long speech, both about the food sector and the photographic industry, is aimed to make you think about the fact that any kind of initiative should not be taken lightly and without attention to detail, because that would only bring failure. But most importantly, it would be a big disappointment and waste of time. I urge you to use your instinct in order to realize your childhood dream, but never forget how important it is to deliver to your client, patient, or reader a quality product. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you want to know more about this topic, you can buy my book by clicking on the link up here. The book is available in English, Spanish, and Italian, and an ebook version is also available. Have a nice day.